Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from SegaCityUniverse.com and GravesideEntertainment.com, and this is part 2 of a little experiment I'm doing with my friend Rich, and it just seemed really interesting, and I wanted to make this a couple of videos, or as many videos as it, where it's still interesting. My friend Rich, for a brief summary, this is part 2, so if you haven't seen part 1, go back and check it out. He hasn't owned a system since the Genesis, so it's been about 18 years since he's had a console and dedicated a lot of time to it, or some time to it. He has played games sporadically over the years with friends, but never really dedicated a lot of time to it. I recently gave him a 360, and every time he has a new story or something interesting that happens, he's going to pop me an email or tell me in person. I guess email so I can read it and chronicle what he did, and then I'm going to read it to you guys. So I just think it's really interesting, and I've gotten a good response from you guys. Thank you very much, because the gap is so big that everything's jumped such a great deal. The buttons, the graphics, the sound, everything that the internet, you can play online. So here we go. This is the second email from Rich. First, a little more on the spark. The spark he's referring to is wanting to game again. What really planted the seed in my brain for gaming again was playing Arkham City at my buddy Rich's house last Memorial Day. Rich has a friend named Rich. It's not the same person, obviously. The character movement was really awesome, even though I was awful with the controller. It made me appreciate how far gaming went since I last played, and made me want to play a little again. Interestingly, the same buddy Rich moved to Arizona last November, and I wondered what we could do, what we could still do together, being 300 miles apart. When you told me about playing online with friends and you could talk to each other with a headset, that pushed me over the edge to want to game again. Now for my gaming. This was my first full week with the Xbox 360. I tried NHL 2011 a second time. I tried it with the classic NHL 94 controller setting and also the modern ones. I still don't like it. The uniforms and the increased number of team options are cool, but I didn't enjoy it still because the controller and all the different commands you need to know to play well. What I really want to do is pop in a game and enjoy, and not have to, not have that old learning chords and hand position on the piano feeling. He had mentioned this last time, it feels like a piano with all the buttons. So I downloaded the free demo of Super Contra, which I played on my NES years ago. I'm in love again. The screen size and graphics are as bad as I read in game reviews of it, but I still love it. In fact, this email to you was delayed because I wanted to play one more game with it, and had my best game yet. It's a wonderful combination of relaxing and exciting. Now, I haven't played any modern shooter games yet, but I will, and I'm in no rush. I love Super Contra. It's like I'm that obese adolescent in my parents' solar room over again, but I'm not obese anymore. He told me this really cool story, and by the way, I was obese up until about 17 too, so I can relate to that, sitting home and playing games all day. He had this solar room in his old house that he grew up in. I didn't realize it was the same house he grew up in, and he said there was only a couple like portable heaters, so in the winter it was freezing, and he'd have to bring a blanket in with him and sit down and nuzzle up on the floor and play his games and turn these portable heaters on and wait like a while for it to get warm. Where in the summer, everyone could see him playing outside in his pajamas or whatever, and he's sitting here playing his game in the solar room, and it's really hot, like 100 degrees. So I thought that was really cool and probably a good memory for him, or at least I would think it would be. Having enjoyed Super C, I gave NHL 11 another chance. Still nothing. If I were to buy the newer NHL games, I'd only be doing it for the uniforms and teams, not because I enjoy the gameplay. Interestingly on this, I liked watching hockey more when I played NHL PA 93 on the Genesis, but don't really watch the sport or know the players much anymore. Maybe my diminished interest in hockey account for my diminished interest in the game. That could be true. If you're not into something, or especially when I'm not into sports, so if you were to pop me in front of a game, I probably wouldn't care. I've continued your advice of downloading free games and trailers and demos to see what I like. Well, I found Civilization Revolution, and perhaps my first gaming moment of my adult life. I sat down to try it for about 15 minutes, and 2 hours later I realized I had been playing it for 2 hours. I love the game, and I'm going to buy it and keep playing it. Come to think of it, I'm going to end this email and go back to playing it. P.S. My buddy Rich is coming in for a wedding this week, and we're going to play Arkham City and Lord of the Rings War in the North. I will update you with a new email then. Rich. So, this is part 2. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Rich's little crusade back into gaming, and, anything funny you want to say or interesting or you want to add to the conversation. So, Thanks guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from SegaCityUniverse.com and Gravesentertainment.com. Take care.